This tutorial will cover how to create graded assignments in VoiceThread. There is a new assignment builder function in VoiceThread that interacts with the Blackboard Grade Center. In this case, we're going to show you how to create different types of VoiceThread assignments that can be graded. So to start, we make sure we're in our Blackboard course site and in edit mode. Then go over to the Build Content area and select VoiceThread. VoiceThread will automatically open in a new tab in your browser window. For any graded assignment that you have for your students to complete, choose Assignment Builder. There are 3 assignment types. There is a Create assignment, a Comment assignment, and a Watch assignment. In Watch, students are simply watching a VoiceThread. In Comment, students are required to watch a VoiceThread and leave comments. In the Create assignment, this is where students would be creating an activity that will be graded. This is the most common assignment that faculty use VoiceThread for, so we're going to focus our attention here. So let's go ahead and click on Create, and then we click Continue down on the bottom. There is a lot of different ways that we can set up this Create assignment, a lot of different options we can give students here. So for example, as a faculty member, you might want to say how many slides or how many comments students need to make. So I'm going to say a minimum of 1 comment and a minimum of 1 slide. Keep all of these comment types because this is what creates VoiceThread as a robust platform for accessibility purposes. So leave all of those checked. You can limit the length of comments if you prefer. So if you don't want students to exceed 3 minutes in their comments, please check that, and then you will get an option to note your comments' specific requirements. You can also set up comment moderation. This is useful if you want the comments to be private to you and not to all of the students. So there's a lot of different options here. You can set playback settings. So if you want the VoiceThread to play as soon as it's opened, I usually leave these blank. There are some permissions you can set for downloading or exporting. And then this is a critical piece to check. If you have any type of VoiceThread create activity for students where they need to look at each other's activities and leave comments, you want to click this student gallery. That is how they will be able to see the VoiceThreads in this activity. Then we go ahead and click Continue. The next task we need to do is give our assignment a name. And then any instructions. The students will see this information in their own student view panel. It helps to spell out as much specifics as you can give them. If you have a sample of a VoiceThread you have created that you'd like to share with students, as an example, you can place that URL here. Once they submit the assignment, they'll see this message. You can customize that if you want. You can add a start date when the assignment will be available. You can add a due date. And if you need, for some reason, this activity to be closed and not available after a certain date, you can create a closing date. I like to keep these 2 settings checked. Allow students to resubmit or to view the assignment after submitting. I think it creates the most flexibility for students in case something happens with their technology while they're creating their presentation. And here's the section that interacts with the Blackboard Grade Center. You can grade by percentage, complete, incomplete, or points. I'm going to select points and enter that this is worth 25 points. When I am ready and I've completed all this, I click Publish. The next thing I want to do is go back into my Blackboard course site. I might need to refresh it to see this new activity I've created. And new activities and new content always go to the bottom. So here it is, introduction activity. And I can click on this to make sure that it is all set up. So now that I've set it up, this is what I see after I've created the activity. Here are my instructions, the assignment type, any requirements, and if I want to see all the presentations, here's the student gallery. Once students have submitted, you will see their names and their presentations here, or excuse me, just a link to their presentations, and they will either show that it's submitted, in progress, or that it hasn't been started at all. And then you can use this panel to grade any submitted presentations. Any grading that you do here automatically goes back to Blackboard. You do not need to do anything in the Blackboard Grade Center for this type of activity. So that's the basics of setting up a graded activity in VoiceThread. There are criteria for setting up a watch activity and for setting up a comment activity, but those are self-explanatory. The most detailed setup is in this create activity. So good luck with creating this type of assignment for your students.